Crew positions. Hi Asher, how's it going? Good It's morning for me. It's even good. Yes, got it. I am also doing good. And weirdly, we are doing great also. Doing okay. I have it running for 3 days now. I have 41,000 It's insane. At this rate, I am split days. Voila, there you go, 100,000. 100,000. Is this better? Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay, that would be better. Now let's fix the microphone. No, I know why. It's because the game sound is too high. I increased it so I could hear. Usually I leave it at 7. Thank you, Ally. Of course, of course, of course. What? Alright. How is that? Oh, okay. Okay, yep, we've done my barrel. Fine. Take a look. Woo! Okay. Okay. Lost a driver. Nothing serious. Here. Okay. That's a bit stupid. Try and get. Who's like? It's the turret guy. Okay, there. Could have sworn he wasn't looking at me. Come on. Easy stuff. Let's go. Hello. Okay, Jackson. While you both are here, I would like to ask you the obvious question. Asher, what did Pokey Jackson did last time to put him on a timeout? I never asked this question. Yeah. I'm a tank this time. Well, a couple of them, not just one. There's an arena there while I was itching my face. Okay, commander driver to attack. What do you mean he asked me to in person? In person, as in like, oh, you two could know each other. Okay. I didn't know that. Alright, okay. Fun times, eh? He challenged you and you gave him. And he came complaining to me, telling me, oh, your mod is doing this to me. I don't know why. Shame on you, man. Wow, really? Ooh, an arena. I mean, I want to disable this AC. Then deal with income traffic. Oh, that was gonna be a beautiful kill. No, no, they aren't slow. Who told you they're slow? Yeah, let's fight over whose school is it. Like you both own it. My school. No, no, it's my school. No, it's my school. Let's say he goes to the same school I attend. I mean, it really depends if I'll show you. So, since this game is somewhat realistic, okay, somewhat, let's look at uh, the information of anything. I'm just gonna take the BMPT. Look at the weight. So you have a mass of 44 tons, and you have an engine power of 1,750 nearly horsepower. Okay, but 44 tons, and this is your power. The speed is then 65. Sure. If we look at the T1595, the mass is 86 tons nearly, and the engine power is just 700 horsepower. The result, maximum speed is 13 kilometers. And now I am going full speed. This is my full speed. So yeah, if you're driving this to school, you will arrive next year. So it looks like I finished with my mods for the arena. Okay. I wanted to get the Estrella today because, to be honest, I prefer this Estrella over the Tor and over the Panseer, yes. Um, I haven't bought it yet because I'm not convinced with its performance. I mean, um, it's cool and all, I just don't really. It's cool. But the fact that it's on wheels and it doesn't turn like it should be, look how slow it is in turning. Yeah, you see that recoil? Look at this. I'm aiming here. Look at that recoil. Annoying, man. Annoying. Not not sure if there is a way to deploy those I'm not sure if there's a way to deploy the legs. Preview. So these legs, I'm not sure if there is a way to deploy them, because only then I will be able to be fixated into one position. Wait a minute. What if I turn off the engine?
Into your vehicles. Button up. Driver ready. Gunner ready.
Okay, engine off.
Engine off.
Yeah, no, nothing happens. What if I open my radar? Let's look this way. Oh, still recoils. I don't know, man. It's a weird vehicle. The gun is nice, the rockets are nice. It's just the fact that it has some recoil from the side. I sure will. I sure will. Give me a moment. So while we're here, I don't want to play in CIS and EU. Just I don't want to play with the Commonwealth players. Just EU is fine because internet connection and all. Right. So what was it called? Pan Steer M1 War Thunder. Recoil. Nothing. Okay. And let's do War Thunder. No, let's say, can you deploy legs on Pensteer? Okay, yeah. No, you cannot deploy the stabilizers on the to change its height or stability. The vehicle operates in a fixed combat ready mode. That's nonsense. Nonsense.
Into your vehicles. Ready up. Driver ready. Gunner ready.
What do you mean? What do you mean this? You calling this as in like this game? You are belittling it? It's a fantastic game, man. What on earth? How do you know? I call cheats.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Yes, no, that's exactly what I was referring to. War Thunder. That's why I said, are you belittling the game? It's a fantastic game, okay, but it requires a lot of hours, a lot of dedication, which I'm not annoyed about. It comes with the game. There is the hard way, which is to grind your way through the tech trees, and there is the easy way, which is buying yourself a premium vehicle and you can just run all of those introductory games. Of course. I'm assuming I can't launch any rocket. Of course. Yeah, yeah, of course. Of course, of course. This fire cannot be extinguished with extinguisher. Sure. It's a holy fire, that's why. I do, but I just got it killed. I got the premium BMPT like a week ago. Come on, die, die, die. I got you, mate. While we're here not doing anything, let's add a crew member. There's an ally that needs help. Uh, I just fixed you over there. What have you done? Roll back to me. Yes, come. The aim. Really? You're asking me what is the aim of the game? Okay, let me ask you this question then. What is the aim of Minecraft? What is the aim of Fortnite? What is the aim of Rocket League? Right? Come on, guys. Come on, man. Man up. What the? Sorry. There you go. Asher knows. The aim is fun. You spend time, play with your friends, you enjoy your time, you continue. You don't, you stop. You switch to another game. But I was bored. I was playing Battlefield 6, I was playing the finals, I was playing Rocket League, and I was really bored. And there was this fishing game as well that I was heavily invested in. Like heavily invested in. Like I was just chasing different species of fish, different areas, different locations. It's called Call of the Wild: The Angler because there is another called Call of the Wild game, which is just named Call of the Wild, and it's for hunting. And I'm not really a fan of hunting, where you hide in bushes, hide near trees, and aim at a boar, a wild pig, and shoot that thing, and then you hit hooray. It's just it didn't do it for me. So the Call of the Wild, the Angler, because angling is an alternative way of describing fishing. It's just specifically made for fishing, where you have a large map, not one, multiple maps, and you get a boat free of charge, or a vehicle, a car, a jeep, also free of charge. And you can travel around this huge map. I would say the map is like the size of a little bit smaller than GTA 5's map. And you can go anywhere in the map with your boat and with your or with your jeep. And any body of water that you see, you can just throw in your hook and hope to get some fish out of that water. Yes, it's very adventurous. Usually you don't know what's in that area unless if you visited it. And there are other legendary quests where you can pick up a legendary rod, and that legendary rod requires you to solve a puzzle. Like, in the same way that you would solve a puzzle in Black Ops Zombies, for example. And once you gather enough information, you can go to the first location to pick up one part out of three from the rod, and then you go to another location to pick up the second piece, and then the third piece, and then um, uh, the lure. The lure is a fourth location, but that's separate because you have the rod, you have the lure. This is a mission, and that's another mission altogether. So you might need to jump through hoops, you might need to walk through jungles, you might need to you can't swim, but you might need to, do a lot of walking in areas where you cannot take your jeep. Bumpy roads, top of hills or top of a mountain, just to find that little chest that was hidden by someone within the storyline, someone who hid it, I don't know, years ago, and because it was so OP, they decided to hide it. Again, it's about fishing. You can just use a substitute lure. You don't have to use that exact lure. Funny enough, after I got that lure, I never caught a single fish on it. That's how legendary it is. No problem. Fun having you around. Enjoy your day. Or your evening. Sorry, it's your evening. It's good night for you. Come on, man. Come on. You see what happens? You see what happens? You happy now? Facing a BMPT. Oh. T80. 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 Doesn't matter if it's UK or not, but it's T80. Woohoo! Okay. Here's one. Here's two. How is that not dead? Who's survived? Who survived? Probably the driver. I can't get the driver. Can't get him. Okay. Then take down this barrel. Barrel. No, that doesn't look like fudge! Holy fudge! Yes, got the driver. Another T80. Come on, you're everywhere. Roll back, yes, roll back. Whoa. Who was that? Okay. Nobody else survived except for the driver. So I will try to get the driver from here. Yep. Okay. If I manage to get one more, just one more. One more crew member, come on! Ah. Yeah, no problem, guys. If you have to go, then you have to go. I understand. I'm not gonna stick around for long anyways. I've got to travel today. So, probably I've got one more hour left in my stream and then I'll have to go. Just capture the objective. I have multiple occupations, and right now I am not working. My first occupation is I am an environmental consultant, where I sell my opinion to clients and tell them what to do about whatever job they're working on. So if they're developing a piece of land or they're planning to develop a home or multiple homes, whatever the scope and the scale of the project is, I obviously not alone. With the help of a team, I tell them how should they go about doing it and what sort of respect do they need to pay to the environment. Something that is very important for at least the European area. That's the first occupation. The second occupation is I am in origin an aerospace engineer where I design and fix aircrafts. But I was never keen on working as an aerospace engineer. So that's why I switched roles and became an environmental consultant. The third role, or the third occupation, which is what I am currently invested in, but I don't do that very much, is teaching in the university. So after I did my PhD, the university gave me the opportunity to teach some of the stuff that I finished in my PhD, which is ethics. Ethics 2. I teach master's students who are studying environmental consultancy, the same degree that I took. I teach those students every year for the last 3 years now how to become ethical consultants. Yeah, and when I passed my exam for the PhD, they call it Viva. When I passed my Viva, I was given 3 months period to fix and amend some changes, some things that the examiner did not like. And I have a deadline, hard deadline. The 5th of May is supposed to be the deadline for me to submit these changes. Once I submit these changes, I don't need to be examined again. I will just simply pick up my degree and you can officially call me a doctor. Sure, yes, you can call it a competition, but isn't it all about competition? I mean, if we consider it that way, that means we shouldn't teach more people, or we shouldn't give more people the opportunity to become doctors. We shouldn't give more opportunity to people to become lawyers. We shouldn't, the list goes on. So I don't think that's the right sense. I think it is a tool that you have, whatever degree, whatever knowledge you have, is a tool in your tool belt. How you use that tool will differ and will change from someone to another. But ultimately, it is knowledge in your tool belt. Use it however you see fit. Sorry, I didn't pick up the sense of humor. My apologies. But yes, it's not the social construct. It's beneficial both ways. So when I go teach, they pay me. When those consultants, the students, learn about ethics, they go out in the sector and they have the opportunity to become competitive against each other. So everyone can showcase how useful they are to the employer by putting together ideas or putting together a well-written resume, CV, call it whatever you like, and they can showcase how useful they can be to the recruiter. Whether this is because of how ethical they are, or, I mean, to simplify it to you, Ethics is a big, big topic, and we're not going to revisit what Aristotle, Plato, all of those old scholars explained. But in a nutshell, I had to do this, by the way, but in a nutshell, ethics is when you call something right and wrong. Okay? Now, with that perception in mind, there are laws, but laws are definitive. They are black and white. There is no gray. It's either legal because there is nothing in the law that says otherwise, or it is illegal because the law says don't do this. Happy with this? Awesome. Let's move forward. Now, when we talk about silly things such as a guy leaving the office and didn't hold the door for the guy behind him, is this illegal or is this wrong?
To battle!
And you see my point now. It's something very silly, but if you want to expand on that a little bit, how are you not visible? I don't understand this. If you want to expand on this and include something more serious, let's talk about there are things that are necessary while working on a project, and there are things that are not necessary. Necessary as in the government or the regulations or the rules state you must consider. Okay? And there are things that you do because it's the right thing to do. Now, as a business owner, you want to reduce and minimize the amount of money you spend because if it's not necessary, why do it altogether? Right? So, let's say someone is developing a piece of land, they dug up the ground, and they have excess material, waste. Now, do they dump this in the nearby river? Or do they dump this in a nearby land? Or do they take it somewhere specific? In terms of regulation, it says do not dump it in the river. In terms of the shortest route, dump it in a nearby land that is not owned by us. And nobody's gonna find out. So that's where we start talking about ethics. A valid example is there is something called crested newts. A newt is a type of species that looks like a lizard. In order to handle them in a site, you have to have a specific license. In order to get the license, you need to apply for it, and you need about 3 months worth of wait. Okay? A consultancy that has been hired by a developer might not have 3 months to get it. It could be a 2 weeks job. That's it. That's the entire timeline. So how on earth am I expected? If I found crested newts on site, how on earth am I expected to handle them if I don't have the license? I can't. But at the same time, I can't go back to my client and tell them I can't do this work because I don't have the license. And welcome to the chapter of dilemmas, where you have to do things that contradicts laws or regulations or logic. I mean, a piece of paper, the license, will dictate what you can do and what you can't. Meanwhile, if you follow logic, I'll be very careful, I'll be very extremely careful, and I will take it a step by step. I will look it up on Google. I will find out what to do. Yeah, all of that is not enough. You need a license. So what consultants tend to do is they do it under the table and they don't tell anyone about it. And that is unethical. It's not illegal. If they do this, they're not going to go to jail. But if it was found out that someone did this, they're not going to get hired again. It's reputational damage. No, no, it's not laws. It's not a law. It doesn't say, it doesn't mandate to have that license in order to handle crested newts. It's not law. Okay. I see you. But barely see. I can barely see. Good luck over there. Of course, of course. You guys come in bulk. Oh, okay. You are breaking the law right now by watching you. Yes, absolutely. This is also another dilemma. Am I showing you something sinister? Am I doing something bad by showing someone how to play the game or how it is in top tier? Absolutely not. So where is the logic in the law? Well, it doesn't matter. The law is the law. Okay, gotcha. I have nothing against the laws. It's just that sometimes, where is the harm? That's all of my. That's all of my question. I don't understand. Where is the harm? Does it matter if I am playing Minecraft, which looks funny and looks kiddish, but at the same time I have weapons to kill things in the game? And does it matter when the game is so realistic that you're using tanks and you're still killing other players in the game? So why is one killing allowed and the other killing is not? I'm not trying to be rebellious. I'm just questioning the logic. Okay, that's a great example that you mentioned, cyberbullying. Let me ask you this, and tell me what would you do, okay? If someone is cyberbullying you, yeah? They're commenting bad things, they're texting you bad things, what are you going to do? After you reply back to them, after you bully them back, after all of that, and they haven't stopped, what are you going to do? Like you had enough. You have tried everything, and they're still texting you, and they're still annoying you, and they're still commenting negatively on your posts. What are you going to do? Thank you very much. So, do you need do you need an external defensive mechanism? Again, I'm not trying to be rebellious. I'm just questioning the logic. Yeah. So now, and I don't know if you know this or not, once you upgrade your iPhone's um, iOS, you will be met with a message from iPhone, your device, or your iPad or whatever, and it's going to ask you to confirm your age. Now, that type of control I am against. Not doing great. Yes, I'm referring to the Child Protection Act. The Child Protection Act is legislation. Legislation means it's part of the law. Come on. You know what? Okay, I don't care. I'm just gonna go straight for it. If I die, I die. I don't like this map anyways. Especially if it's just A. Okay, here we go. Get some. Get some. Get some. Get some. Get some, you too. Get some. Thank you. What's a Strava? Is it an app? Impressive. Wow. No, I am surprised. I don't really care. Oh. Okay, reloading. Oh no. Oh no. Have to hide. Just like that. What? That ricochets? What? Tell me that's not nonsense. Now that's cyberbullying. Yeah, whatever, man. Sorry about that. The microphone has got something on it.
Into your vehicle.
There is always a gray area with whatever laws, regulations, or rules. Like, listen to this. I was in a conference yesterday, an academic conference, and they were talking about um, the process of applying for a fellowship program, an academic fellowship. And listen to this. This is gonna intrigue you, and it might very well trigger you. In the fellowship program, they said clearly, uh, if you want to apply, you can apply with a project that does not involve collection of data. So no interviews, no surveys. Okay, it's academic work. But no surveys, no interviews, and that sort of stuff. Fine. Understood. A lady comes in with a question from the audience and asks, the type of work I do involves being engaged with stakeholders and companies. So you're asking us not to include information, or we we are not allowed to gather information through surveys or interviews, but also this is primary data. Primary data means it's first-hand data. It's not reporting on something that's been reported on, or you are not reporting on something that's already there in the books or in the academic references. No, you're creating something new. Okay, new information. Okay, so you're asking us not to include this type of data, but the nature of what I do is being engaged with stakeholders, company owners, employees, and writing about how they react and behave in their day-to-day activity within work, which is primary data. So how do you think I should tackle this? The lady who was explaining in the conference about these rules smiled at her, and she said, "Okay, uh, when you put forward your application, don't call it primary data. Call it engagement." Now, is this right, or is the entire thing nonsense? Because then I could do the same. Everyone can do the same. I can just tell you and lie. It's not true. This is primary data. Why are you allowing it? You clearly just said primary data is not allowed. So she said, yeah, just don't mention primary data, don't mention interviews, don't mention surveys. Just say it's engagement, societal engagement. Wow, thank you. No, it's just I'm asking you in terms of logically, does that make sense to you? I tell you, you are not allowed. Here is simple English. You are not allowed to gather primary data. Okay, what is primary data? Primary data is collection of surveys, collection of interviews, focus groups, things that haven't been mentioned in a previous research published by someone else. Anything else that's not being published already and you're gathering new information, that is primary data. Okay? So you are not allowed to seek primary data. You're not allowed to report on primary data. Now, logically, with your own reasoning, with your own logic, when I tell you you're not allowed to do it, and you ask me this question that I'm already engaging with these guys because that's the nature of my research. So how can you ask me that? And then I tell you, okay, then in that case, don't call it primary data, call it societal engagement. What's your thought? You tell me, the mic is yours or the keyboard is yours. Maybe you have no comment. That's fine. But here's a question for you. The lady was lucky enough to be on the conference, and she was lucky enough to ask the question. And she was also lucky enough to find out that it's allowed, just it depends on the way that's being drawn. Okay? What about others who weren't so lucky to be present that day and ask this question to find out? They might very well put in the request as it is, primary data, and it will get rejected. Exactly. That is exactly what it is. They gave this participant a way out of the trouble. Thank you. Yes, which I find unfair because if someone else wanted to do the same and they weren't present during the conference, or they weren't able to hear the conference, which is recorded, or they weren't able to ask this question, or nobody told them, they will go ahead and apply on the basis that primary data is a gray area. The documents do not really explain it, but the judges on the other side who receive these applications have made their stance very clear. They are not going to allow that, and therefore anyone who applies on those bases are not going to be accepted. Is this fair? Of course not. I tell you, you have an assignment. The assignment is you have to print something. Don't paint it, you have to print it. I tell you, okay, question. If I painted something on my iPad, it's electronic. The only way for me to get it out in a hard copy, if I printed it. So what do I do? It's okay, it's a painting, so you can print it. What? You either make the rules watertight, strict for all, or come on. Or don't make rules altogether. Sorry, I forgot to complete my sentence. I know for a fact you are still there. I can get you. And you're gonna peek here again. there's a leopard. It's aiming. Alright, nice. We lost it. We missed it. Okay, they got my engine, so I'm just gonna position it here. I'm gonna do that. Thank you very much. Thank you! Smart pays. Or smart plays, whatever. Oh yeah. I know. Go back. Go back! Sorry, sometimes I guess it's about really I lose my sense of everything. Okay. I mean, what is this vehicle, man? What is this vehicle? Going to war with an RV vehicle. Someone here? No. Someone here? Yes. Oh, oh no. Not good. Not good. Not good. No, I've never gotten a nuke. The closest I got was 11 kills and some captures in one of the streams. I mean, right now I'm not really playing. I'm just chatting and playing. I can't focus because I have this travel running in the background of my head. So I think I'm just gonna stop here. I can't really focus, man. Field repairs, yes, I need this. Actually, say no. Open this again. Field repairs. Okay. Loader, field repair. So I can, yeah, alright. I need this more and the vision more than anything else. I'm gonna stop here, man, because I need to use the toilet, get ready, because I have travels. I have travels. But don't worry, a couple of hours, and then I'm gonna be back online. Probably gonna be asleep by then, but um, yeah. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, man. See you. Bye bye.